Welcome to episode 23 of Hair Biz Radio with your host Zakira and
Mikey.
Oh, it's been a while, Mikey.
It's been like a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
It's
Okay.
too
It's okay.
busy. We always
yeah.
talk about consistency because, consistency is key in business and everything in life.
Yeah.
But it just keeps growing like the business. So doing the interviews, I'm getting everyone in place. I promise you sometime in the next few months, we're going to have our 2 podcasts a week. That's our goal, 2 a week.
Yeah, 2 a week.
With fantastic guests, dropping knowledge, helping people out in the industry, just, doing what we do.
Yeah. Well, this past week, 2 weeks ago maybe, Saturday or Sunday, we got a chance to go hang out with Larissa and Kels. And Crystal at the Legacy of Beauty event. And Coco, yeah. Oh, my God.
Coco.
They have amazing stories. If you guys have not checked out our latest episodes, make sure you go check those out because their stories are phenomenal. The Legacy of Beauty event was great. We met a lot of hungry stylists and people in the hair industry that just wanted more. So it was a really great event. But today we have Nick Nelson hanging out with us today in the Private Label Extensions studio. He is the celeb hair handler and owner of Press Natural Hair Care Salon, where he specializes in extensions and natural hair. He hangs out with some of the most amazing people in the hair industry. He's made his mark in the hair industry, and you guys are going to love him. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this interview. How are you, Nick?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, yeah, man. It's a pleasure. My pleasure, man.
Yeah, before we got started, Nick and I were having a conversation. He's just super amazing, genuine spirit. I love what he's doing in the hair industry, and I know you guys are definitely going to learn a lot from him. So just tell us about, how did you get started in the hair industry? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm going to get in the hair industry?
I tell you, the day I dropped out of college, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do hair from now on. Like I was saying earlier, I actually graduated from Valdosta State with a biology degree. And when I moved here, I was just like, okay, should I stay in Atlanta or should I go to dental school? Because that was my main focus when I first graduated. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to stay here in Atlanta for and work at least 2 years. And I'll just go to dental school from there. When I got here, started accumulating bills and becoming an adult, and all that good stuff. And it was like, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just wait a little bit longer on dental school. And I was working in a lab, and taking courses at Georgia State at the same time for my master's. Yeah. And one day I was just like, I was in class one night and I was just like, I just can't do this anymore. And I got up in the middle of the class and I walked out.
Wow.
And that's not the end of it. Probably about 2 weeks later, I was working at my job and I got fired. And they was just like, okay, you're gone. Like, it was like for absolutely no reason at all. Like, you're out of here. And I was just like, okay, so this is what being an adult is about.
Yeah,
okay.
That was that push.
It was that push. It was that push, and it was a push that I needed, and it was something that I'll always be thankful for, because sometimes you're scared and you don't want to do stuff because you don't know how people will react to it or how well you'll do in it. But I always knew I had a knack for hair, and because I used to cut hair when I was in college or whatever, and I was just like, you know what? I will never let anybody be in control of my finances and how I live my life again. And I was done. I'm going to hair school. And I think a week later, I was enrolled in hair school at ProWay.
ProWay.
Yes.
So how did you like ProWay? What was that process of getting into ProWay? Was it just like, okay, you went to ProWay and that was the school, or did you like look for other schools?
I did look for other schools, and I think at the time, I think Atlanta Metro was offering this program for people who had graduated college, who had bachelor's degrees.
Oh, okay.
They had a program where you basically could go to school for free, and I think it was like the Hope Grant, also like a continuation of the Hope Grant, I think. But the wait was so long to get into that school. Like, it was crazy. So I was just like, people was like, well, you can do this and you can go to a private school and you can do. And I was like, okay, I don't want to take out any more loans because school's already enough.
Sally Mae got all the coins.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Every last one of my coins, Sally Mae got.
Listen, let me tell you, man, I was just like, you know what? If I could not wait that long to actually go to Metro, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to find a private school. And I found ProWay, and it was a great experience. I learned so much. I met some amazing friends. It was absolutely great. Actually,
that's
great.
Good. So we have a lot of people. We get this question a lot.
Okay.
In our hair group, it's like, how do I know which hair school is right for me? Like, what are some of the things that I should look for when I get started in cosmetology school? Different schools have different curriculums. They do things totally different ways. You don't necessarily learn how to do extensions in hair school. So what are two things that you can tell people to look out for when choosing a hair school, or two things that you may have learned in your hair school that you feel like everybody should learn in their curriculum?
Well, I think nowadays, because we have so much access to so many things, you can do your research right online.
Yeah.
You can go online and see what they offer, see what techniques they really focus on, like coloring or extensions or whatever. Most Paul Mitchell schools or Aveda schools will definitely focus on more on coloring. And if that's the route that you want to take, or that's the basically type of hair that you want to do, I would say, go to those types of schools.
Yeah.
But for me, I knew I kind of wanted to do extensions, and I was a braider already. So like that was just kind of like second nature to me to like dive off into extensions. So, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to choose this school. It was the best choice. I mean, they were all around the same price, but that was just the school that I wanted to be at.
Gotcha. So you finished hair school, and then you got into the hair world. Did you just
God.
jump out like, I'm a hair mogul?
No,
or what
no.
was that transition
Oh, no.
from hair school to, getting into the industry?
Let me tell you something about that transition, man. It was crazy because I was, like I said before, I was a braider before, and I had a little part-time job at this place called Princess Palace over in Greenbrier. And over there we kind of did everybody, from Big Boy, Outkast, Andre 3000. That was around the 2002. Everybody was wearing the braid. All the men were wearing the braids then, so I was barbering them, doing stuff for them. And Princess really taught me a lot. And after I graduated hair school, it was around 2004. I was like, okay, so I'm a hairstylist. I got my license. What am I going to do? And my cousin had just opened a salon over in Walmart in Lithonia. So I was like, okay, I'm going to work for her. So I went in there and started working for her, and making about $40 a week.
Okay.
A week, $40 a week.
Beginnings.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is not the thing for me again. Like I don't know what should I do? Like, should I go back to school? I don't know, because I was trying, and during those times we didn't have social media or anything like that to kind of put you out there. You had to like walk around and hand out cards and put things on people's windshields or whatever, so it was nothing like what these stylists have today. This is you put some on Instagram and you're done. That's how you promote yourself.
I think we get lazy with social media now. Like, if social media was to just go away, it'll be horrible. Do you still have business?
Exactly. It'll be horrible.
We get lazy with using social media. We don't really use email marketing anymore. Guerrilla marketing, like hands-on stuff like that. So I think it's important to utilize outside marketing resources when it comes to a hair brand or being in the industry or whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah, I remember when we first launched our hair company, actually, myself, I think Raj, and a couple other people, we went down to South DeKalb Mall, and we just had postcards. First of all, they saw me, and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, are you lost?"
Right.
And I'm like, "No, right here, we're just starting this business." But it's like, sometimes you got to go do it, and that's like the old school way. But social media has just totally changed. But social media is continuing to change because, you see a lot of chatter right now about, hey, I'm not getting as many likes on my posts and this.
The algorithms, they changed.
I keep telling people it's a business.
Yep,
it's a Facebook, Instagram. It's a public company. They need to make profits.
Absolutely.
And they're like, oh, you want people to see that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got to boost that post.
That
boost button.
That boost button.
Yeah.
$5 a day.
Hard,
you will.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
getting their money.
Oh, absolutely.
So eventually you opened up a hair salon.
Oh, yeah, I did eventually, but it was a lot in between all
Okay, so let's go back. So let's talk about...
after Walmart, we'll talk about after Walmart. I had a client who came in one day, and she was just like, "Nick, you need to be at this other salon in Buckhead. I mean, this is like perfect for you." I'm like, I don't know about Buckhead, man. She's like, "No, I'm telling you, you're gonna do great." And I always thank her for that. And she's a really good friend. And she was like, "No, you need to go." I'm like, "Okay, Els, I'll go check it out or whatever." So I went up there, and it was called Saya. And a lot of people, old school Atlanta, like they probably remember Saya, and it was spelled N-S-E-Y-A. So a lot of people pronounced it Nsaya. But it was Saya. And Saya was one of the best black hair salons in the nation. They were voted one of the best black hair salons in the nation. Now, when I walked in, it was like a 2-story building, about 30-something stylists or whatever. And like on the top floor, they had like a full service spa.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I was just like, oh yeah, they're not about to hire me. You know, yeah, I'm not about. And when you went, and what I found out is that when you actually applied at Saya, you actually had to start out as an assistant, no matter how many years you've been a hairstylist.
Oh, wow.
You had to start out as an assistant. So I walked in and then I did my interview with Mike Bellamy, and he looked through my photos, whatever. At that time, you had to walk around with a photo album.
Portfolio. Oh, real
with a
old
portfolio.
school.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I walked in, I showed him my portfolio, brought in my person who I did
Oh, you did the demo.
demo. Yeah,
Okay.
you had to do demo,
yeah.
all that. Yeah, thank you. But I did my demo on her, and he was like, okay. So he called me the next day. He was like, okay, I want you to come and work. And I actually went and started as a stylist there. And it was the best experience, one of the best experiences I had in my career.
So you bypassed the assistant position.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I know, right? Listen,
Bypass.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's,
Listen,
Yeah,
I
come
was
on,
like,
bypass.
Yeah, but that was one of the best experiences because there I worked with like everybody, like Lawrence Washington, Miss Lawrence, whatever everybody
yeah.
call him. Jason, I met so many people, and it was just a great learning experience for me.
So would you say that was kind of the platform that got you situated in the hair industry?
It was. I will always credit that experience with Saya as my springboard into where I am now.
So while you were at Saya, what was one of the things that you learned about working in a salon environment?
At Saya,
The biggest thing.
I actually learned the business of hair at Saya because it was very business. You
Yeah.
know, like you come to work, you dress the part. You have a list of clients on your station every day you get there. All we really had to do was come to work. That's all we had to do was come to work. Like come to work, and your clients are already there. They made their appointments through the front office. I mean, it was computerized, like everything. So all we had to really do was come. It was like a 9 to 5 almost. You know what I'm saying? But we
doing what
really,
you love.
we were doing what you love, and it really didn't seem like a job. And you made a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean,
more
a
than
lot.
$40 a week.
Oh yeah, more than $40. Yeah,
Yeah, that
Yes.
upgrade.
yes. So we were actually what happened at the end of Saya, they actually closed, and it was one of the saddest moments of our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you know why they closed?
It was just a lot of stuff. I don't know exactly why they closed, but it was a lot of stylists who were very sad. Believe me.
So when you were working there and you compare it to the place that you were working previously, just how big of a difference was it? Like, what is like because of the processes? Was it the clientele? Was it or just really almost everything that this company, Saya, they just kind of had it down, and that's why they were so successful?
I think Saya, their business aspect was a little bit tighter. Now, mind you, my cousin, hers was the bomb too. I mean, it was great. I know people don't even use that word, the bomb, no more.
TheBomb.com.
I don't know, but like I enjoyed my stay at my cousin's salon over in Walmart too because it was a great starting point for me as a new stylist. And you just sometimes you just have to sit back and learn. You come out of hair school, you think you know everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until I sat and watched people at my cousin's salon, and they actually kind of taught me hair. And when I got to Saya, they taught me the business of hair.
Yeah.
So it kind of prepared me to open up my own shop, when I was done with Saya. When
So
Saya
as
closed.
soon as you left Saya, that's when the process started.
Kind of, sort of. We took a year break. Me and two of my business partners, we all worked together. And we was like, okay, well maybe we should open our own. So, but in the interim, we actually worked over on 10th Street at this salon called Bellogique. So we worked there for about a year, and during that year, we kind of saved our money. Decided that hey, like let's open up this spot, and we still wanted to be downtown because most of our clients live downtown or came to work downtown, and we deal with a lot of business women who have work in corporate America.
Yeah.
So it was like okay, we need to stay downtown. So we found a spot over off of Howell Mill Road, and we opened that up, and we were open for about 2 years. 2 years.
Okay, so we have a lot of people that say they about to pull their hair out because they like, oh my God, I want to open a salon or I want to start my business, but I don't know the paperwork side of it. Like do I need to get an LLC or do I need to get a business license or
all
contractors or like what is that process like? Were you nervous when you first opened the first salon, or like what were some things that you didn't know how to do that you eventually had to learn?
Everything that you just mentioned,
Yeah.
The LLC, the business license, the actual salon license for hair.
Yeah.
You have to make sure all your stylists have license. I mean, there's a lot that you have to go through. And we were lucky when we opened that salon because it was my business partner Jason. His dad was a contractor, so it kind of worked out for us.
Good. Yeah.
We knew he wasn't going to basically chip us out of our money or anything like that. So, and that was a blessing in disguise, because when I opened my next salon, my salon by myself, that whole contractor situation was horrible.
The contractor situation was horrible.
It was horrible.
But the opening of getting the business license, salon license, that was a breeze. So when you opened the first salon, tell us about hiring stylists.
Luckily, we were real lucky, I think, in the beginning because of our experience at Saya. Because Saya had about 60 stylists. They had 2 locations.
Oh wow!
So it was insane. It was insane. They were always in movies or whatever. They were insane, celebrities, everybody. So they had about 60 stylists, and we were all still kind of friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. So when we said we were opening our salon, they was like, okay, we'll come and work with y'all. We were all still friends too. So it was kind of easy for us to find stylists at that time. So.
And you had in the first salon, you had how many stylists?
It was 8 of us.
Okay, so you started off with 8, and then so you had that salon for 2 years. Fast forward, and then you closed that salon down. And you open up the Press Natural Hair Care Salon.
Yes.
Okay, what was the vision behind that salon?
Oh
because this is your salon.
Yes,
so you opened this up.
Yes,
what was
myself.
What was your vision? What was the inspiration behind that salon?
I wanted my salon to kind of mimic everything that we learned at Saya.
Okay.
Saya was just so business and so professional. I wanted that for us, because you don't get a lot of that, especially in the African American community.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people that just do hair. You know what I'm saying? And we don't care about the business. So I just want to come in here and do this quick weave to make my money, and I don't care about your hair. I don't care about nothing. I just want to make this money.
I don't care about your edges.
As long as you got this weave on, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted Press to kind of mimic the things that I learned at Saya, and some of the things that they taught me. So when I did open the salon, it was like, hey, I'm going to make this what it needs to be in Atlanta.
Yeah. So did you go based off of the fact that you had a lot of your clients and stylists in the Atlanta area, so you just moved over?
Yeah.
And you guys are off of Northside now.
Northside and Anton.
Yeah. Okay.
We're right in between Northside and Howell Mill. So I never really strayed too far from my circle. It's like 10th Street, Howell Mill. So I stayed in the area always. So it just always made it easier for my clients,
Gotcha. So what were some of the obstacles with opening up the second salon? I know it was some stuff that you learned that you knew what to do differently, but what were some obstacles that you hit anyway?
When you're opening up a salon, especially by yourself, you got to have the money. And that was one of the obstacles.
Coins.
Yeah. That's number one. And I was lucky because of my parents. My dad always, he always looked out for me, and he was always there to help me out. So he did me a small business loan, and I put stuff on credit cards and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I spent about $30,000-$40,000 just trying to get it open, and that was, that, to me at that time, that was a lot because the space was about 2,000 square feet. And it was just a blank canvas. So it was just a big white warehouse.
Oh, wow.
So I had to do everything in there just about.
So you had to get the plumbing, or was that already there? Or
some of the plumbing was there, but I had to get plumbers, electricians, builders. I mean, everything.
And how was it working with your, the landlord, the owner of the property?
Oh, they were amazing.
Yeah.
They're still amazing because it's been almost 8 years.
Oh wow!
And they have always been really cool about everything. I've never missed a payment. I've never been late, but they have always been just cool people about everything.
Now, when you were first getting into the space, did they give you any money towards building out the space?
Yeah, they give you 3 months of no rent or anything like that. So it's pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I'm thinking for a lot of new stylists, right now, the hot trend is getting into a suite, right?
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people. It's for the people that own the suites. It's a great business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the cost per square foot these stylists are paying is insane.
It's insane. Trust me. I know.
Unbelievable how much people don't. They're like, oh, it's only
$300 a week.
300
a week. That's
When you add it up,
wait,
I could have a whole shop.
Yeah, they just don't
whole one.
understand that.
I know.
the price per square foot is crazy. I mean, you get a lot of the amenities and little
Absolutely.
things with it, which is nice, before you can kind of go to that full scale. But what, a lot of people need to know is if you're going to lease a space, talk to someone that has experience leasing a space to find out, hey, this is probably negotiable. Hey, you're going to do 3 months. Can you maybe give us like 4 or 5 months?
Absolutely.
Like, if you don't ask, I
it's always a
promise
no.
you you're not
Yes,
It's a
always
no
a
if you
no.
don't ask.
and then
Already a no.
sometimes if you're going into a real creative, beautiful space, but it's maybe kind of a mess, sometimes the landlord will give you a tenant allowance.
Yep.
So they say, hey, we'll give you $5,000 to put towards, building out the space because I
Floor,
know it's
ceiling,
kind of a
whatever.
mess, something like that. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking about doing a salon, talk to someone that knows more about real estate to
absolutely.
give you some tips, because
Absolutely.
it can literally save you tens
It sure
of
can.
thousands of dollars from one conversation. Don't go in it like you know it, because you
Yeah.
don't.
Yep.
It's just that simple. So, congrats for 8 years. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Thanks.
Yeah, you talked about working with contractors. What
Yes.
share with us that story
God.
about your contractor experience?
Well, let's see. Where do I start? Of course, like you were saying, Mike. I was almost thinking like I knew everything about everything, and I had already kind of knew the person who was going to be my contractor. And long story short, he did do a lot of work in the salon, but it just wasn't finished because he felt like I ran out of money. And I was like, okay, well, I gave you this, this, and this. But I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna fight you on it or whatever. If this is what you say, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's what you say. I ran out of money. Okay, well, let me get somebody else in here who can do it for this amount.
Yeah.
So he quit on me. I had sawdust on the floor, and I was opening in like 3 days.
Ooh, it's the worst.
Still had sawdust on the floor, so I was like panicking. And thank God for Mr. George. He came in and he was like, "Well, and he just passed away like a year ago." And I
sorry.
always looked out for him, and he
Yeah.
always looked out for me ever since then. But it was always just good to have somebody that was just a good guy. And he was just a good guy. And he came in and he did my floors. He did, put hardwood on in the front in our front office. Like everything. He finished everything for me.
Yeah.
And it was just, we actually opened. So it was,
So
it
you
was good.
got through that little
Yes,
hump.
it was a
That
hump, but it was
good.
a learning experience too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about some contractors, they'll hold that over your head, especially your opening date. They'll hold that over your head because they know you need to be open. And I had stylists that were waiting to come and work, especially in the hair business, because we have people that come to see us almost every week. And I can't wait another 2 weeks because my clients are going to dwindle. I'm gonna lose clients because I'm not open.
Right.
And so they try to hold stuff over your head like you need to be open, so you need to give me this money. And I wasn't gonna do that.
A little quick on this one is because myself and my business partner have been in real estate for a while, and we did a lot of stuff in the last few years:
Oh, yeah.
renovations, properties, flips, everything. Right. So one thing dealing with contractors, even though we just had a problem with our new building with the contractors,
Oh,
but that's
Lord.
a whole nother
It's a
story for
whole
another
nother
time.
story.
But if you are working with a contractor, make sure that you have the date. Like, obviously, a lot of things are going to be rushed, right? So if you're try to have your finished date a week or two
Oh yeah, before.
before, and
yeah.
then you have a clause. Make sure you have a contract, and make sure you have a clause in your contract that if it's not done by this date, every additional day it takes you to get done that you're agreeing to when you sign this, it's going to be an extra $100 fine.
Right.
And you're paying $100 less every single day.
That's a
because
great
that's
tip.
going to cost you money.
Yep.
Right. And you do something, you could even say like, hey, I need it done by this day because I'm opening on this day. In reality, you're not opening for 2 weeks later. You don't tell the contractor
Right.
that,
Of
because all
course.
of a sudden they start
They
taking
start,
long
yes.
lunches.
Oh,
They'll be
yes.
over next to us to tacos and
yes.
tequila, having
Having
some tequila,
margaritas.
Okay.
some margaritas, too
Listen,
much chips and
that's
salsa.
real. That is real. I had to go up there every day. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Y'all sitting around. Y'all on break again? Like, what are you-
Every
Yeah.
20 minutes.
I'm serious.
It's a
I
break.
was up there every day. Like, okay, you know what? This is just too much. It was too much. It was
Yeah.
too much. So
Yeah.
But
So
definitely.
you started Humble Beginnings. So we have people who are like, oh my God, it's been 60 days and I haven't gotten my first sale yet. Calm down. It's a process.
It
So
is a
you started
process.
working in Walmart,
Yes.
okay? Making $40 a week. Humble Beginnings, transition, got into a salon where you learned a little bit more, making a little bit more money. Then you went to one of, the nation's most experienced salons and you kind of leveled up a little bit. And then you eventually opened up your own salon with a couple other people. Did that for 2 years, and then started your very own salon where you are now. Just talk about the experience of coming from that to getting to where you are now. Like, a lot of people say, I'm just ready to be successful, but they don't understand that it's levels to it. Like, imagine if you would have never got to go to Princess's Salon, you know, you kind of just went to say it. Then you would have missed out on a whole experience that you actually learned, which got you to where you are now. So if there was one thing that you could tell someone who was interested in getting started in the hair industry, what would that be? What's one tip, or, you know, just something that you can share?
Patience. Be patient. You know, I know with you millennials.
Instant gratification.
It's instant. I want it now. I want it right now. I don't care. I'm not working for it. I want it right now. You got to be patient.
Yeah.
You have to be patient. You can't jump from salon to salon because people won't, you know, but they won't remember you. You know, a lot of people are loyal to salons.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the stylist. So you have to remember that. You know, that's real.
Yeah.
Well, trust me. You know, so be patient, stay with it, you know, and don't think you're going to get it right now. I mean, just because you're looking on Instagram and seeing all these millionaires, quote unquote, or whatever, and, you know, they're making it because they've been in business for a year and they're already a millionaire. No, it's nice to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It may be true, it may not be true. You know what I'm saying? But don't get caught up in that. Be patient.
Yeah.
You know?
So what does Nick have going on right now? What can we expect from Nick within the next 6 months or so?
Nick has been working on a lot of things for a long time, and he's being patient. You know? He's been working on a hair care product line, a product line.
Yeah.
We have our hair in stock in the salon, so that's one of the things that we actually finished. But I actually have a mobile salon, a salon truck. So it has
cool.
Yeah, so it has about 3 chairs in it, and we're actually trying to get on a lot of movie sets and stuff. So we've been working.
Okay.
Pretty hard on that.
Is it ready? Is it rolled
out?
It's ready.
It's ready to roll out.
It's ready to roll out.
It's ready to roll out. We can pick you up anytime.
Anytime.
Any kind of girls night out you want to do, all that stuff.
Oh, I love that. That's super dope.
Yeah. So I have a lot of friends in the industry. So like they've been like, oh man, we need your truck. So. Okay.
Oh yeah.
My girl Malaysia, she came by and she got in the truck, she drove in and all that stuff. So
do you actually rent the truck as well?
We will rent the truck, but mostly it comes with us. I mean, us and the stylist.
That's actually kind of a. I mean, I think like bachelorette parties,
bachelorette
parties, and the wedding stuff.
Yeah, we did a wedding.
They don't all want to go all the way over there.
Sure, absolutely.
It's easy to bring all the stuff, all your nice tools and equipment and stuff, and just kind of
absolutely.
Rolling with it.
Y'all doing it over there.
We did our first wedding back in October, so it was really, really good. I mean, the mother of the bride, she was just like, "Oh my God, this is just amazing! Like this saves us so much time and effort. Like this is great." So
shout out to y'all. Yeah. So if someone is coming into Pressed Natural Hair Care, what can they expect their experience to be like? You know what?
It's one of the most humble, nice, creative experiences you'll probably ever have. We just have some nice, cool stylists. When people come to my shop, I just want them to feel at home because sometimes you're at a shop for a very long time.
Oh Jesus!
You know? So when you come, I just want you to feel like you're at home. We have our TVs, we have our front office staff that makes you, they make you feel really, really good. They offer you nice little treats and sometimes mimosas and all those things. But so it's just really nice and calm in our salon.
Okay, and where can people find you guys at?
You can find us at www.pressedhair.com. That's our website, and of course on all social media outlets. Pressedhair.com. Pressed Hair.
Pressed Hair.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
And great name with getting the domain Pressed Hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything. And then where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Nick Rocks Hair. That's all K's, no C's, NickRockS hair, Nick Rocks Hair, and I think I'm Nick Rocks on Facebook, and you can also find our salon on Facebook also.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes at hairbizradio.com. I'll make sure I have all the links to all your social media pages and everything. You guys are going to want to follow him in the journey, the mobile journey. Does the mobile truck have its own Instagram yet?
Everything is on PressedHair.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once we get our app up, we'll actually have an app for the truck too.
Okay. Yeah, I love the truck idea.
I know.
Yeah.
That's so. Oh yeah.
You got my
yeah.
wheels turning. I'm trying to stop them because I got
Listen.
enough projects. So I'm trying to put the brakes on them wheels going in my head. Right now.
we got so much going on with that
Yeah.
truck. My girl Angela Simmons is actually coming to town, so we're gonna actually get her on the truck again and actually film it this time.
Oh,
so.
dope. That'd be super dope.
Oh yeah.
Well, shout out to Nick for hanging out with us
Oh,
today.
thank you for
we had a
having me.
great time. Your story is amazing. Make sure you guys check out Nick on Instagram, all social media platforms. Head over to his salon on North Side if you're in Atlanta. Let them take care of you. Get you a nice mimosa.
Come on.
Yeah. So
Yeah, come on through.
we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for tuning into Hair Biz Radio.
And make sure you subscribe. And that's it for me. I'm out.
right.
Bye.
All right.